The California sun was a distant, pleasant memory, swapped for the crisp, pine-scented air of the Swiss Alps. Kendall Jenner leaned against the railing of her chalet's deck, a steaming mug of cocoa in her hands. The view was a postcard come to life: pristine white slopes, jagged peaks piercing a sky of impossible blue, and the quiet majesty of a world blanketed in snow. It was perfect, and yet, something was missing. The holiday was peaceful, but it lacked a certain spark. "You're thinking too loud," a voice chirped from inside. Her best friend, a whirlwind of creative energy named Chloe, emerged, clutching a tablet. "I have the solution." Kendall raised a perfectly sculpted eyebrow. "If it's another fondue restaurant, I might actually turn into cheese." "Better," Chloe grinned, swiveling the tablet around. On the screen was a vehicle so bizarre, it was brilliant. It looked like a vintage sports car from a sci-fi movie, sleek and low-slung, but with a massive, intricate glass dome on top that swirled with faint, visible steam. "What in the world is that?" Kendall laughed. "It's the Saint Moritz Sizzler, a private, heated, steam-bot-driven convertible tour of the Alpine passes. And the best part," Chloe's eyes twinkled with mischief, "the dome is totally private. No paparazzi, no gawking. Just us, the mountains, and, well, you'll see. I've already booked it, and I packed your outfit." An hour later, Kendall found herself standing in the Sub-Zero garage, but she wasn't shivering. She was wearing a stunning, high-cut electric blue one-piece swimsuit, its fabric shimmering under the garage lights. Over it, she'd draped a thick, white faux fur robe. It was absurd. It was fabulous. The vehicle itself was even more impressive in person. The steambot driver was not a robot, but a charming AI interface named Gunther, whose holographic face smiled from the dashboard. "Guten Tag, Fräulein Jenner. The climate dome is activated. You may disrobe at your leisure. Ambient temperature is set to a balmy 85 degrees Fahrenheit." With a giggle, Kendall and Chloe climbed into the plush leather seats. As the car purred out of the garage and onto the snow-packed road, the transparent dome sealed shut. A gentle, warm humidity filled the space, carrying the subtle scent of eucalyptus. Kendall slipped off the robe, the warm air a welcome embrace on her skin. It was surreal. Outside, the world was a winter wonderland: snow-dusted evergreens, frozen lakes, and chalets with smoking chimneys. But inside their moving bubble, it was a tropical paradise. Kendall leaned back in her swimsuit, the heated seat soothing her muscles as Gunther navigated the winding roads with silent precision. "This is insane," Kendall said, sipping on a mocktail that had been waiting for them in the cup holder. "I'm in a swimsuit, driving through the Alps. My followers would never believe it." "That's the point," Chloe cheered, holding up her phone to film. "Okay, smile. This is for the holiday memories vault." They laughed as the car glided through a tunnel carved into the mountain, emerging onto a breathtaking overlook. Gunther smoothly pulled over. "A prime photo opportunity," he announced. "The steam will provide an excellent filter." Kendall stood up in the open-topped car, the warm steam curling around her against the backdrop of the majestic, ice-cold valley below. She struck a few playful poses, a laugh as she pretended to shiver, a supermodel stare into the distance, the contrast between her summer attire and the winter landscape creating a uniquely cool photo shoot. It wasn't about being sexy, it was about being joyful, free, and a little bit ridiculous. It was the spontaneous, fun spark her holiday had needed. As the sun began to set, painting the snow-capped peaks in hues of pink and gold, Gunther turned the car back towards the chalet. Wrapped back in her robe, a contented smile on her face, Kendall scrolled through the photos. They were unlike any she had ever taken. "Best idea you've ever had," she told Chloe, squeezing her friend's hand. "I know," Chloe replied smugly. "Now, about tomorrow. I heard there's a hot air balloon with a built-in jacuzzi." Kendall just laughed, the warm steam from their incredible drive still clinging to her skin as the winter night descended. This was a holiday she would never forget.